Why should foreigners come here? Why should people visit Cambodia? A culture that people are proud of. A culture that people want to revive. And this is something that touched me a lot. Sometimes people could wonder here in Cambodia, and sometimes people ask me, what am I doing here? Why I decided to come to this nation? So sometimes it's hard to answer these questions because each of us, all of us, are unique. And we have all different lives and different stories behind us. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Giovanni Gatti. I'm a lecturer inside BELTEI IU University, International University, and I am Italian. I am a foreigner. First of all, I would like to introduce the background of where I come from, because sometimes it's important to know who we are, to know where we are. I come from a multicultural family. My mother is South African. My father is Italian. They met together when my mother came to Italy, they fall in love and they got married. Then there is my bigger brother. He's married with Brazilian. The second brother lives in the United States. I have uncles and aunties in Australia, in South Africa, in England, in Spain. So I come from a globalized family. This is what the world is becoming today. We are becoming globalized. The best thing that nations can do in a globalized area is to start to interact with each other. So my first impact, when I was 19 years old, I finished high school and I decided to travel 1 year and decide what to do with my life. This is something very typical that foreigner countries do. Teenagers, when they finish their studies, they want to go abroad, they want to see the world, see what are the offers, what can be something that can stimulate them for their career. So I had a contact with an NGO inside Cambodia, and 19 years old, I was ready to come and work as a missionary. I've been working in 2010. 2010, 1 year as a missionary. I used to go in Takeo to teach kids inside primary schools. I have also a certificate as a doctor assistant. So at that time I was also helping the doctors with mobile clinics, giving medicines around the slum areas around Phnom Penh, because at that time it was full of slum areas. That was the moment where I also met my wife. I'm married with a Khmer woman. After 1 year I decided to go back to my country. I finished my studies. I brought my wife back to Italy with me. She's been living there with me 8 years, okay? We got married, we had a child, his name is Josue, and everything looked wonderful. But you got to understand something about foreign countries, developed countries. Everything is already at its top. Everything is already full. There are low opportunities. So I had to struggle inside the market where I had to find a job, and it looked more, as a market, it looked more like a jungle. I had to go from company to company, try to compete with more than 1,000, 2,000 people that wanted the job. And when people start a job in their country, foreign countries, they would stay inside that place until they are retired. So if you lose the opportunity, come back after 40 years, maybe there's space for you. So where there was no opportunity, but I had this feeling inside me that said to me, you must do something special in your life. And I said to my wife, but there must be a place with opportunity. And she said to me, let's try go back to Cambodia. So after 8 years, I came back to Cambodia with my wife, with our son, and we had this heart. Let's give all the things we've learned and let's try to make something here. Italy doesn't need us, maybe people here need. So when we come back, we started a business, clinic with cosmetics, but a positive one that had the standards of pointing on loving yourself and valuing who you are. But then I arrived in 2019, COVID arrived. Now, when COVID arrived was a season, a very dark season for me and my family, because I had to close the business, shut down everything. At the same time, I felt like I was actually lucky to be here, because I saw what happened with COVID in Italy, where I come from, and it was much worse. Here, people, quick decision making in making sure that everybody could receive immediately the vaccine, very fast. And everything was already fixed in a matter of time, when other countries were actually still struggling. So actually, and this season, the doors opened for me inside BELTEI. And when the other schools and the other places were still like cutting the salaries like of 50%, 60% of the other workers, and I heard, because I know foreigners here, they were complaining, I was here getting a full salary 100%. And then after a few months, the doors opened for me inside the university. It could seem like something little, but this is a perfect example of opportunity, of a possibility of building something, of making a career. Something that maybe I couldn't have had, or it would have been very hard, not because of qualifications, but because I come from a country where everything is already developed and filled up. Here I had the chance, the opportunity with my family to start something, to grow, and we have a vision, we have dreams for the future. And this is something that brought me back to life. Sometimes in developed countries, we say people live until they're 27. Then we just bury them when they are 72. Why? Because people start their life and just work until they're done, and then they die, because everything is already done. But when there's a spirit of building something, and I see the spirit of the people here, they're enthusiastic of where things are developing. When I came here back to Cambodia, when I came back to Cambodia with my wife, 10 years passed. Everything in Phnom Penh was completely different. Everything changed. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't recognize the roads. When you live inside the place and you live every day, you can notice the little things. But when you come from outside and you haven't been in the country for 10 years, this is an impact. I could see the impact of Cambodia, of development in the last 10 years, all at once. And it was astonishing. So when I got to answer the question, why should foreigners come here? Why should people visit Cambodia? Not only for the touristic attractions, I love the temples, everything is beautiful, centuries of history, but it's also about the culture. A culture that people are proud of. A culture that people want to revive. When I listen to the music in Cambodia, I hear the new singers. They have a modern way of playing, but there's still cultural background in what they're playing, and I can feel it. Same thing in architecture, same thing in the arts. People love the culture here, they want to put it inside what they're doing. And this makes me want to feel like, oh wow, they are proud of who they are. And I want to be part of it. I like that proudness. And I think that it should be discovered also from people from outside. So it's not just a place where to come as a tourist just to pass a couple of weeks, but Cambodia needs to be discovered as a deep culture, something that is deep, that needs to be digged and understood. And this takes time. And going back, yes, I will come here again, and there's this life, this enthusiasm I got inside my heart that is growing. People that if you are just a little bit honest and if you are good with them, they open their heart. People here smile. In my country, when I walk around, people don't smile, don't even move their eyes. Here people smile with their eyes. And this is something that touched me a lot. So yes, I really believe that Cambodia is a place that needs to be discovered from outside. People got to change their opinion about it. And is a place full of wonders, open heart, with opportunity of a good life. And after this, I would like to conclude. And I would like to say thank you for everybody for listening to about myself, about me. Thank you.
BELTEI International University, the future of global leaders.